Buttercup. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's tag is actually an author focused tag. This is my book tag and it was created by a group called YUM. That's an acronym. It's a mix of self-published, hybrid, and traditionally published authors that we just get together and we talk about writing and marketing and publishing and all that. And the organizer is Emma Bennett. Thank you for getting everyone organized. I'm going to be focusing on Obsidian Murders for this particular book tag. I actually just answered the first questions. I'm so sorry, I'm going off script. Yeah, the first question is, what's your book's title? It's Obsidian Murders, under my pen name, Nicole Brona. And it's the first book in the Midnight Detective Agency series. It's urban fantasy mystery specifically. And yes, I have my second book out, which is Murderous Fairies. And the third book, Midnight Murders, is on pre-order. Number 2, what genre is it? I need to just get my life together. It's urban fantasy mystery. Okay, we're moving on. 3, what inspired you to write this book? And I had the idea to write about a vampire detective solving magical murders when I was in high school, specifically in a biology class, because a man with the last name Bloodsworth was mentioned in a documentary that we were watching in class. I have no idea what that documentary is. I just info dumped that. And I don't even know his first name. I don't know what he did in the documentary. I just remember hearing Bloodsworth and I was like, oh, that's a fantastic name for a vampire. Boom, here we are today. I mean, it took a while because this idea was from high school and I didn't publish / write this until like a year or two ago, but you get it, okay? Like, it was there and it stuck with me and it would not let me go. So of course I had to turn it into my own. And then I created Tessa based on the world of neo-paganism and Wicca beliefs. And that is mainly from me growing up neo-pagan and being surrounded by Wiccans. So basically what you read in the Midnight Detective Agency books and basically my world of urban fantasy is what neo-pagans and Wiccans believe. You talk to them and for the most part, sometimes it differs. I mean, things are just gonna differ no matter what. Like the details sometimes differ, but generalizing what you see in my urban fantasy books is what you could, most neo-pagans and Wiccans, and they'd get it. Number 4, is your book trad published or self-published? And my books are all self-published, including Obsidian Murders. Number 5, what do you love about your book? I really love all of the friendships that Tessa makes and how they help her along the way. And I just love solving magical murders and coming up with the murders and how to make it magical. Because, I mean, if there's no magic, then it's just murder, and then it's like, well, that's not urban fantasy or urban fantasy mystery, so we gotta make some magical stuff happen. I just come up with the most interesting things, either by dreams, thank you brain, as I sleep, it's like working for myself, thank you, or like, oh, just for example, that man's last name, Bloodsworth, I get like a whole concept. I just think it's so funny how that works sometimes. And I just let it go. I just let it flow and here we are. Though I do outline the actual like murder mystery, or else it wouldn't make sense. But the concepts of how that happens like just pops in my head sometimes. Number 6, what other books does yours resemble? And I'm gonna say Dragons Don't Eat Me by Kim McDougall and Imperfect Magic by C.N. Rowan. Those are all urban fantasies. Number 7, what scene or thing are you most excited for readers to read? And in the first book, Tessa uses pepper spray on something. Not someone, something. And it cracks me up even though I wrote it. Thank you so much. I'm hilarious. Sometimes. I mean, I crack myself up, but that doesn't mean that people think I'm funny. But sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself. Number 8. What's one thing readers may have missed or not picked up on while reading your book? And I'm gonna go with Tessa does have a magical ability, and that's to see other beings, but she does not have enough magic in her veins to cross dimensions or go into the other world. I know it can be a bummer for some of those who want to go into the other world, but one, this isn't portal fantasy. Okay, it's just urban fantasy. And 2, I did say in the first book a few times actually that she'd be torn apart, and we do not want that. Then there is no books, there's just not even her anymore. Also, the other world is like medieval times with no modern technology, and other beings live there just living their day. So it's not anything spectacular, honestly. That might be a bummer, but that's what I grew up believing, and that's what a lot of neo-pagans and Wiccans believe. They're just, the other beings are not physical, they're not from this dimension. That's why it's separated. Number 9, what research did you do, if any? And I did some research in, wait for it, animal sacrifice for the first book. Content warning. But everything else I kind of already stored in my noggin. Number 10. Was your story inspired by or set in a place you love, visited? And simply, no, not really. Though I did live in DC, but I'm not there anymore for various reasons. Number 11. What in your book comes from writing what you know? And that would be the neo-pagan and Wiccan stuff that I already know about and I have said multiple times, so I'm not gonna harp on that more. Also, a character who loves coffee. Tessa can be very sarcastic and not even realize she's being sarcastic, so that's me as well. And also sassy. Sometimes I know, but most times I do not, and it's not really on purpose. But yeah, it happens, it's fine. And lastly, number 12, what did you learn from other authors that you were able to incorporate into your book? And I'm gonna have to go with that the drafting stage and the overall process of just getting it done. Because I was trying to make the first draft for many, many years perfect. It's not gonna happen for me. Other people have at it. For me, I just need to get it done, and then I have a very, very fun time editing. I actually prefer editing over drafting. So the people that were like, oh, huge deal of making a draft, oh my gosh, like it's everything, like it needs to be perfect, it just, okay. That gave me anxiety, y'all. And so I don't remember who told me this advice, and I think it was multiple people. It's been a blur. Okay, but it was write it and then take a break and then come back to it, because you can't fix something that doesn't exist. So you need to put that draft on paper, no matter how much it sucks, and then take a little break from it so you can just, like, your brain settles and you can see a little more clearer, and then go edit. And for me, that's way more fun than drafting, which I have heard is rare, but here I am. I'm just a special snowflake. I'm going to tag a bunch of people because we're going to spread this as far as possible in the AuthorTube community. I'm going to tag Thomas Balaza, BookishChas, Eloise Barr, Jeremy Fee, Jim Wilborn, John A. Douglas, Julian Greystoke, Margaret Pinard, Philip Chase, and SD Houston. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day reading, writing, doing whatever you need to do for self-care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.